Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn, the Active Trend Trader. Welcome to today's session. We've got a lot of stuff to get to today. And so we're just going to double check, make sure that folks are on the live session. And so hopefully you were with us. You got my little note this morning about what we were looking at for what's going on with the Fed. The Fed met. Chairman Powell said something about the different kind of economy. What that means exactly, I haven't got a clue. But I'm sure that all the market gurus will be sitting there trying to figure that one out as we go through the rest of the evening. And then as normally happens, what tends to happen is after the market or after the Fed meets, they come out with their specific take on everything, and the market starts to do its reaction. And we'll know, whether or not how it, it's almost like eating a meal. And you really don't know whether the meal's any good for you or not. Hey, Phil, how you doing? You don't know how well you like the meal until after it's digested, and sometimes it digests well and sometimes it doesn't digest worth a piddle. So that's what may happen if the market, after digesting and coursing through what Powell had to say and the remarks and what the Fed wants to be doing, then the market will either react with a big thumbs up or a big thumbs down and just dive and we'll see what's happening. We know that the markets themselves are where they are at a level of resistance. And so with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's charts. That's what we're going to look at anyway. Excuse me. So as we're taking a look at this is the S&P. I would basically think about getting going with a potential credit spread, a call credit spread, which of course is bearish, based on that 3 dojis in a row. That is a sign of indecision. The market stuck its nose above that Fibonacci line, above that resistance line this morning. It stuck its head above that and then pulled it right back down into it. We'll see what transpires into the rest of the evening, because the other thing that's going to push the markets going forward into tomorrow is we've got some big earnings after hours today. We've got earnings coming up on Facebook. We've got earnings coming up on the Apple. We'll take a look at each one of those before closing down for this evening. And then after that, what do we have? We have MasterCard. And we also have Amazon when? Tomorrow after the market. So we'll see what transpires with that. Another thing, you want to keep watching till the end also because, I'm not watching to the end, but join us for tomorrow's session because I'm going to be talking about the 3 stocks that we picked on how to make money trading stocks. That's our Friday live stream webinar we do at 11 a.m. Pacific time, where I'll be talking about, and where basically I've got 2 of my great stock trading friends, Steve Ferreira and Anil Parikh, who basically picked 2 stocks. I picked another stock, and we're providing those stock picks to you every Friday. So at 11 a.m., you need to be live on that or catch it over on YouTube channel, Our YouTube channel is Market Tech Talk, and here shortly you will see a little icon that'll pop up and say subscribe, hit the bell, and that's if you're watching this recorded session. So what am I looking at? After hours, we'll watch the reactions. I like to go over and look at the what the indexers are doing and also what the individual stocks when we have a big earnings going on. If price action gets stuck where it's at and remains below these resistance level, the path of least resistance will be down towards the 20-day moving average right there And again, that's the 23% retracement. If that fails, then look for a get down, a move down to the 38% retracement. And if everything just kind of stays the way it is and breaks out and stays above that line right there at the 418.54, then we can look at more upside on the market after that. Again, depending on what happens tomorrow morning, if I have a gap down first thing tomorrow morning, I look at potentially going in and doing a bearish type trade, but only keeping it very loose and keeping it only to where it hits down here to a support area and then reverses off of that. So that's what we've got going with the spiders. What about the NASDAQ? NASDAQ is showing up on, again, it too, bouncing its head up against a past resistance, and now it's dropping. Where is that past resistance at? We need to know what that number is right there. And that is 342.23. After hours, the NASDAQ or the Qs are up about 58 cents from where they closed. And so something's going on in one of the stocks. And again, we'll be taking a look at Tesla, Facebook, and Apple towards the end to see how the market is responding to their earning reports. Again, if we do get a pullback, where am I looking at it going? I'm looking at it back down to a 3% retracement. And on that, I would be looking to trade back to the upside if we get a retracement down to that size. I'd be looking at trading either options against the Qs or our TQQ, which is the leverage ETF. What about IWM, the Russell ETF? They actually did a nice little continued breakout today. So we are in a new uptrend, if you will. Show you this. So we made basically a higher high there, higher low there. That was canceled out when we made this low here. However, the low here, higher than the low here. So we basically have gone up, pulled back, higher low, broke out. Now we have a higher high in place. And so we're in a short-term, at least short-term, uptrend on the Russell, moving up to the upside. We'll see how that goes through the rest of this week. I would look at potentially trading IWM if I get a nice little flag back into the 820 moving averages, or even down to the 34. So we'll keep our eye on that. We will run into overhead resistance where up here at the 234 level. If I run over really quickly and just take a double check on what we're seeing on the weekly chart. Weekly chart, it looks positive. Now I realize it is only Wednesday, so we can't really say, we have a finished week, because we don't. We have to wait until the end of the week to see what kind of candlestick we have in place to be able to interpret it. But right now, if today was a Friday, we'd be going, oh, that's a positive sign on IWM. However, it's not. Let's see. So let that continue to move up. What else do we want to take a look at? First, I'm going to jump over, and if you're looking at Bitcoin, or if you're looking at Barron's had a really nice article that they put out, and they served up like 16 or 17 stocks. I'm going to be reviewing that to post maybe a little bit later on this. 16, 17 stocks that could benefit from the Bitcoin / cryptocurrency moves. And so I'll be posting about that. But there, all the noise came out last week or a couple of weeks ago about coin coming public. I want to say, and here's coin so far. It's an IPO. We're waiting for IPO entry on this. Or do we really need to? There are other things other stocks in this space that may interest you. Why trade coin when you could be trading either of these other two stocks? Marathon Digital Holdings, which made an excellent move today. We've had the TSI momentum turn up. which means price, and we had an increase in buying volume today that kicked in. Still need to make it bust up through the 20-day and the 34-day moving average. But if we just get back up to these past high, what kind of a move would that be? Oh, these things. And if we got back up to those past that level of resistance right there, where it's currently at, that equates to about a 30% move. Now, a 30% move, that's absolutely, that's excellent. Some people wish they could have that kind of a move on their yearly investments. And the thing about it is, with active trend trading, we put out 2 different lists over the weekend. They're both called autopilot trading, one for stocks, one for ETFs. And what we're trying to capture is somewhere between a 5 to 8% return on a monthly basis. If we hit 50%, 5% on a monthly basis, that gives you a return for the year about 76%. Is it doable? You betcha. If, this is no promise, but we apply the rules, follow the rules of a system that has been a proven performer like the active trend trading system, we can do well. If you want to know more about that, or if you're not into active trend trading yet, you can join in a lot of different ways. There's a free membership. There's also the autopilot trading system. Then there's a premium, which includes everything, including text messages to tell you where we're getting in, what we're doing, and training sessions and all that type of stuff. So Mara is an opportunity that I think may work out better than coin. I want to keep my eye on coin. But the other one, I love the name of this stock. Not Rito. There we go. How about Riot? Sometimes people accuse me of being a Riot. Anyway, similar type situation, Riot. Our members last week, we highlighted this on Thursday and Friday of last week. And we said if we get a pullback down into this level here, or about the $36 level, we want to be buyers. Sure enough, we were able to get into this trade on Friday. How's it doing from since it got in? It's up somewhere between, depending on where you got into it, it's up somewhere between 25 to 23% in a 3-day period. Looking good, showing a similar type of pattern to Marathon. And so, where would I look to add on currently? I'd be looking to add on to this position probably about 41.50 or so, with a stop just slightly below the 39.95 level. With these crypto companies and Bitcoin companies, one must keep their stops really, really tight. So that's what we have going on with that. So again, that's 2 stocks that you could look at rather than, it's not recommendations, it's basically just, here's what we're trading. Take a look at those rather than saying, no, I want to buy coin. Right now, coin's still going through its, what you call the IPO stage, and it's not ready to buy. It really is not ready to buy. So let's take a look at what's going on with our buddies that are doing the earnings today. Tesla, since Tesla did not get a violent reaction in either direction, either way, we'll be looking for an opportunity with Tesla of where we want to jump in on that. For a flag to be back up, we may have to do a little bit more of a pullback, but we're approaching a level of past support, about the 693 level, and just below that on Tesla at the 670 level. At some point, I do want to be an owner of something having to do with Tesla. What about, okay, next. Over here to intraday chart. I see what this is doing after hours. Which one? Know that we have both Apple and Facebook reporting today. So Facebook. Okay. Hey, Facebook, nice strong move to the upside. We'll wait to the, as you can see there with a big green candle, that could be positive for the markets tomorrow. Facebook is still a big holding on what? The NASDAQ. And then our other one is Apple. How's Apple doing for today? Apple is just reporting, really hasn't gotten any traction either direction. It appears like it wants to push higher. Let me give you a little bit of a clue on determining how to handle these earnings reports. Now, if Apple is a strong earnings report, you want to see Apple break clear of this resistance at 135.62. Right now, it is not doing that. On Facebook, what about Facebook? Because if you see earnings and earnings are only moving up into past resistance, that is oftentimes a sign of weakness that we'd want to be watching for to basically get out of to the downside. Where's Facebook looking like it's going to move to? It looks like it's going to move up to, it's currently painting 320, which will be above this level of resistance right here. And that could be very positive. If we gap above this, that number there, 315.88, if we move and gap above that, that immediately becomes our new level of support, and we'll look for a pullback into that to plan a trade going forward. So that, man, boy, I tell you, that gave everybody a lot of things to digest. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube and you want us to review a stock during On the Radar, please type in a, just leave a comment with a stock there you would like us to look at. And then secondly, remember, tomorrow is our last day for On the Radar at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, we do how to make money trading stocks and options. And you'll get your 3 free stock picks by 3 of the best stock pickers and strongest IBD traders that are out there. And so if you want those free stock picks, join me on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific. You can find the link in my bio, or if you're joining us on YouTube, you'll find the link on how to become an active trend trader down in the comments section. So with no further ado, we'll basically say, absolutely fantastic Wednesday, and as we push on towards the end of the week. Thanks for joining us live. I'll say aloha and God bless everybody.